I want to share with you what I think it means for someone to be programmed, and also how you can reprogram yourself, or how I am trying to reprogram myself, into something that I want and desire. And also I want to share with you why I feel like it is important for you to reprogram yourself. It is really important. Yeah, here we go. My name is Nkechinyere Okeke, for those of you wondering. I am just somebody that is becoming self-aware and consciously creating my reality based on everything I want to experience here on earth. If you like this topic, or if this particular topic resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and you can subscribe if you want to. Anyways, let's get into the actual video. So what does it mean for somebody to be programmed, or what does it mean to be programmed? To me, the simplest meaning is brainwash. Brainwash is the best way to, define programming. If you want to really define what programming is, to me, it is brainwash, because whatever has been programmed has been brainwashed to think a certain way, to do things a certain way, just to operate or just to bring out a certain result. Okay, that is brainwashing. So the computer we use was programmed to do everything that it is doing because it's been brainwashed. It has no consciousness of its own, right? That is why we humans, give it that consciousness. Like we, say what we want it to do, and it does it. Like we operate it because it has been programmed to, serve us. Basically, programming means to be brainwashed. So when somebody has been brainwashed, the person has been, taught to think a specific way, taught to talk in a specific way, has been taught to eat in a specific way. That is programming. That is brainwash. Brainwash equals programming. Okay, so once you have been taught to do so many things, it means that you have been brainwashed to be that certain way. A lot of you might be just saying, okay, nah, nobody has brainwashed me, nobody can brainwash me. Most of you be like, nah, Jesus got me. I'll break it down for you. Okay, just please relax, and I want you to pay attention to everything I'm about to share with you. There are so many ways a lot of us has been or have been brainwashed, especially 90% of people living. There are so many ways that we have been brainwashed. Now I'm going to start from the first way, which is like the one that we have no I feel like talking about it in a physical aspect, I feel like we had no power over, which is coming through the DNA or the bloodline that we come from. Okay, each and every one of us was designed in a way that we had to come through like a lineage, a bloodline, and trauma, teachings, a lot of things travel through bloodlines. Okay, a lot of things travel through bloodline. So that is a form of brainwashing. That is a form of programming. Okay, another thing that has been used to program us, which is after the bloodline DNA thing, the next thing is your environment, your society. When you came into this reality, you knew nothing, you were empty. Nobody came knowing something. If you actually knew something, it is something that is in your DNA. It is something that was part of you, which is the first one I mentioned. The other things that you did not know are the things that people in this reality do, like the norms, which is how we walk. Humans walk with two legs, humans use two hands to do things. They eat with one hand, things like that. These are the things that humans do. So you didn't know this while coming here, right? You did not know this. So you had to watch your parents, your guardian, the people around you, your siblings. You had to watch everybody around you to know that, okay, this, you have to crawl, then walk, then do these things, right? That is a form of programming. So most of your personalities, or most of the influence that you have had that have made you who you are right now, might have been from some of the things that you saw when you were a kid. Like there's a 50% chance that it is okay. There's a 50% chance that it was something you saw that made you who you are. Or next thing that I'm going to talk about. Okay, so it is always either 50%, 25%, but all this mix up programming. It can be 25% from the DNA, 25% from your society or your environment, which is the second thing. Now another 25% might come from your religion. 85% of people living on earth is said to be religious. This is like a recent research. I had to check it before coming on here to talk. So the recent research that I did shows that 85% of people that are living are religious or have been programmed to be religious. Now, these are also ways of programming, because now you are being taught on how to worship the energy that created everything. You are being taught how to have a relationship with that energy that makes us one. Because if you are here, you're breathing, you drink water, you're under the sun, there is earth beneath your legs, like beneath you or under you, there's earth. It means that we have the same source of life, right? One energy makes everything possible. Now, religion is just a form of organized system of worship. Okay, it's a system that was organized, to teach people how to worship. That is another form of programming. Now, do you think that religion just came up from nowhere? It's had to be organized, to be able to control the masses, to be able to tell the masses what to think, what to believe in, who to believe in, what is true and what not is true. And this is where superstition comes in, because most religious people are superstitious. I used to be religious, and I never regret being religious, because going through religion actually opened my eyes to see that most of the things that we believe in life is not true. So if I didn't come from religion, I won't have the knowledge I have right now. So it is not a bad thing to be religious. I am just saying that this is a form of programming, because now you are being taught, they have a book that has been created for the masses, in different religion, or they all have a book, they all have rules, they all have stories, telling you about the previous people or the previous thing, or just telling you about something just to wire your brain or wire your belief to just a particular angle, okay, so that you can be a certain person, you can be or do things in a certain way. This is another form of programming. Now, another form of programming that I think 90% of humans living, or maybe lesser, had to go through is the educational system. Honey, that is where they finished work. Okay, I think they finished work in religion, but the educational system is another way that they did it, because now we're taught to believe that this is how you spell, or this is how you spelling. It's already in the spelling. This is how this is what is what, this is this color. They tell you this is how to recognize yellow, this is how to recognize blue. They tell you that this is how to communicate. When you put this before this. You did not come up with this shit, right? Now, all these things I have mentioned, if you are part of any of it, you didn't have to come up with this. You came here, you were empty, and you were taught all these things. What do you think was happening, or what do you think is happening? It is a form of programming, okay? And if you check the amount of people that have been programmed and the amount of people that try to break away from this programming, you are going to realize that people that are breaking away are actually breaking away and becoming very successful in life, in all aspects of life, because religion, education, all those things were created to limit your mind. They were all created to limit who you are. It is now up to you when you become conscious, which is what conscious is, like awareness is, what I'm going through, awareness, becoming aware. Awareness is just you realizing that you can actually reprogram yourself. If the life you have been living is not working for you, you can actually change. Okay, you can change it from what you don't want, drop what you don't want, and pick up what you want, and that is just it. Okay, and this, what I just said now, is reprogramming yourself. So we're going to get into reprogramming after the programming. But anyways, I hope you guys understand what it means to be programmed and the certain things that have been used to program us. Did you understand? Now, why is it important for you to reprogram yourself? Let's talk about that before I talk about how you can reprogram yourself. Now, why is it important for you to reprogram yourself? Now, personally, I am going to tell you that I feel like it is important for you to reprogram yourself, because so many things were created to limit you. Okay, the mind was not created to be limited. That is what God is. Okay, now you limiting yourself is you saying that your God is limited. You saying that the energy that made you possible is limited. I will personally tell you that the amount of God that I have in me, or the amount of energy that I have in me, is the same amount of God you have in yourself, and the same energy. We all are part of the consciousness, the whole. We are all part of God. Even the things that you guys call the devil, who created the devil, the same energy, that is where the devil is operating from, the same energy, that is where the demons are operating from. There is no separate energy, okay? There is no separateness. Now me, I am saying this, I am still yet to even like really experience this, but I am working towards becoming that person that already see that there is no separateness between, you know, what we call the devil and what we call God. It is all operating from one energy. Now you living life and, you know, limiting your mind to a particular, you know, belief is you saying that your God is limited, and you are never going to experience life to the fullest, because now you're already limiting the type of experience you have here on earth. So it is very important that you reprogram yourself, especially if the life that you're living right now doesn't work for you. Honey, you can reprogram yourself into whatever it is. It's like saying that you're playing a game and you're given the option to pick a character. Now you coming into the game, or you wherever you start from the game, does not matter. If you play games a lot, it doesn't matter how you start. Do you get it? All matters how you master it and just become like a professional in it. It matters how you learn as you go. Do you get? That is what matters. It doesn't matter, you can come into the game very late, but start doing the necessary things that you need to do towards that life. Trust me, there's always time. We're the one that's always feeling like time is not on our side. Once you start, you're going to realize that there was time for you to do whatever you want to do, you know, experience it, you know, feel it, appreciate it, and then when time is up, you go. So reprogramming yourself is very important, because if you're living a life right now and that life is not what you like, especially if it's a life of sadness, depression, a life of low self-esteem, always feeling low confidence, or always feeling like, you know, the world is against you, if it's a life that is always making you, if you're living a life that is full of fear, honey, anxiety, paranoia, you're living a life that is full of can I, you need to reprogram yourself to see that you can. However you do it is how it is meant to be done. Okay, so yeah, you can. So it is important for you to reprogram yourself. And how do you do this? It is something that everybody can do, but how do you do this? First of all, you have to unlearn. Okay, that is just a simple thing about reprogramming yourself. Now, a lot of people think that reprogramming yourself is going to take a lot from you. No, it doesn't take so much from you. All it takes for you to do is for you to empty back your mind. Take back your mind to that child that came here empty, with nothing, okay? With no, you came here, you did not know what the world expected from you. All you knew was just to have fun, play with everything you're doing, you know, just be doing what you want to do as you want to do it, okay? You have to take your mind to be that childlike, empty it, and start learning the things that you want to learn, okay? Remove and fill back with the things that you want. So if it needs you to detach from a lot of things, you do it, because it is what you want. Unless you don't want it, then go on and be living your life, you know, unconsciously. But if you really want it, this video is even enough for you to stand up and actually start doing it. Anyways, now the first thing you need to do is unlearn. Okay, you need to unlearn. You have to start unlearning the things that you picked up from when you were small, you know, all those times that you felt like, you know, probably you never felt loved. You have to unlearn that, because trust me, if you're alive and you're breathing, you are loved. If you can see me, you can hear me, you are loved. Okay, you don't have to see your love in the material or physical form. You are loved. Just know that you're a spirit that came here to experience life, and that makes you loved. Okay, you are loved. That is why you're here. So you have to unlearn that thing or that particular belief that you are unloved, and then you have to unlearn all those voices that used to tell you when you were small that, you know, you are not smart, you're dumb, you're this one, or call you names, you know, make you feel smaller than, you know, like make you feel invaluable. Especially the parents that, I came from that kind of home. I know that my parents don't know this. I know they were living life being programmed, because yeah, like I said, programming is all these things. So my parents actually went through this programming, and maybe they've not, you know, reprogrammed themselves. But then while we're growing up, if you break something in the house, you get beaten for it. Now this is a form of programming to us, the kids, because now we feel like that particular thing has more quality or more valuable than us, or it has more value than us. Now this is now you putting your child under the fact that, okay, maybe they broke a lamp, or they broke something, they broke the television, you beat them, or they did something. Now this is now you telling this child that, you know, they're not up to the standard of that thing, and that is why you're beating them for breaking it, instead of actually caring for them first, you know. So that is something that you need to also unlearn that, you know, that particular trauma, and then unlearn everything that you have been taught about God. I don't know your relationship with God, but sorry, I don't know your relationship with God, but if you are religious, please listen to this. There is no middleman or middle person between you and God. Okay, God no dey fear your papa. God does not, God is not afraid of your fucking ancestor. Okay, that particular energy that is making everything happen, the particular energy that is helping everybody perceive life, or that is making everybody perceive life the way it is, we are all perceiving life. They fear your papa. If that particular energy has something for you or wants you to do a certain way, the energy will get to you and you will do it. Okay, you don't need a fucking middleman to tell you how to, worship God or what to believe about God. Now, God is unlimited, and so is you, or so is your mind, or so is your spirit. Okay, God is an unlimited being. There is nothing that God cannot do, which is the source of life. There is nothing that energy cannot do. Okay, it depends on how you are using the energy, but you see that particular energy, there is nothing the energy cannot do, and so is you, or so are you. Okay, there is nothing you cannot do. Please ignore my English, that's not my first language. There is nothing you cannot do. Okay, everybody can do anything, be it positive or negative. We all have the ability to be it. Okay, and that is where our God lies. Whatever you pick to do in life, no matter how you pick to do it, that's your God. Okay, so God is unfucking limited, and that is who you are. You have the ability to create whatever life you want to create based on the choices. Like I said, starting late does not mean that you are too late to the group. Okay, wherever you start does not mean you're late. Nothing. Just make sure that you start. Unlearn it, the relationship you have with God. Just start seeing God from a point of like unlimited, like there is nothing God cannot do, and God is the same energy that we call negative and positive. It depends on what you choose to use it as. Okay, it depends on that. And yeah, that is going to be a form of unlearning. That is going to be a form of you brainwashing yourself. Okay, because you have been brainwashed to believe this. Like some certain people have created a system to brainwash you. Why can't you just perform that particular thing on yourself? Like perform it. Now, this particular video is not even here to tell you that you have to be positive, positive, positive. Now, I'm just telling you that whatever it is that you choose to be, you can be it. You can be a hero, you can be a villain. That's the power that we all have. Okay, that's the story that we all have. That's the power that we all possess. So whatever you choose to do, you just do it consciously and know that you're unlimited with it. Okay, you can be it to the end, to how your mind can imagine it. So change your belief, and that is you unlearning. Actually doing that process, trying to change your belief and start seeing God from a place of unlimitedness, it will make you see yourself like a being that is unlimited. And now this is going to open your mind up to actually absorbing so many other lessons. Like then you have your mind open to actually seeing God from the unlimited aspect that God is, and that is going to help you see yourself in that same form. I don't know if you get. Okay, I just had to add that. So now once that is done, you're done with your belief, you also have to change the way you talk. Okay, when you talk about yourself, do not talk down on yourself. We're actually taught to do that. We're taught to talk down on ourselves, look down on ourselves. Even when we think of ourselves from a very lower standard, because that is how we have been brainwashed. Like this thing is deep. It's really deep. So we have to mind the way we talk about ourselves and how we think about ourselves. We have to only see ourselves in the light that we want to see ourselves, be it positive again or negative. Okay, and that is you actually unlearning and reprogramming yourself. Now another form of reprogramming you need to do, if you actually want to do it, is detaching. Okay, you actually need to detach. I don't know why I'm having problem pronouncing it, but you need to detach from a whole lot of things. Now, detaching from a whole lot of things, also from a whole lot of people, because you cannot grow in the environment that was keeping you down. Sorry, I have a call from my mom. It was on a very long call. My mom asked me to book a ride for her. She's coming over to the house for Easter, so I had to do that. Now back to what I was talking about. I don't know, this camera is crooked. Okay, this is better. But back to what we're talking about. I was talking about detachment and how it is very important when you are reprogramming yourself. Honey, it is important, and it is one of the most important things on your process of reprogramming, because there's a lot of things you need to detach yourself from: people, things, words, beliefs. Like, detachment needs to happen. That is unlearning. So you have to detach, especially from people. Now, you can't be in the same spot that was holding you down. You can't be in that spot. You can't grow in that particular spot. So if you need to leave, or if you need to let go of some things, do it. Okay, you need to do it. You have to also detach from your cravings, your addictions. You have to detach, especially food addictions. If you have specific food addictions and this food are not actually helping your health, you need to detach from it. So there's a lot of detaching that needs to be done. Now, I'm going to talk about detaching from friends briefly. Now, I had to go through that particular process where I detached from friends, because I realized that this particular way that I see myself, or that I see my life, or the particular reality that I was about to create, my friends were not seeing it, and there was no need for me to keep pondering on it. It is not in my place to try to force them to change, or to try to force them to see life the way I see life. It is only in my place to help myself grow and evolve. So I just had to take back all the energies that I was putting on friendship, and I just focused that on myself. So you see, I had to go through a process of detaching from almost, or if not all, my friends. Like right now, I consider myself to be friendless. Along the journey, I started making good friends, especially those that were doing the type of things I was doing, like content creating. I started mingling with people like that. Now, I won't say we're like close friends, but we're colleagues. So yeah, I started meeting people along my journey. But then when I started this whole process, I had to detach from friends. Now, that is very important. If you have to detach from friends, if you have to detach from family, thank God I did not have to detach from my family, because there was no need for me to detach, because I was actually learning from, yeah. So thank God I didn't have to detach from my family. But then I detached from my friends. I detached from relationship. So the period I started my process, becoming self-aware, which is reprogramming myself, I had to detach from any emotional attachment, because it is necessary I get to know who I am on an emotional level, deep emotional level. So I had to, detach from any emotional attachment. And I also had to, detach from food. Like me, I used to be somebody that wakes up in the morning and bread and tea was my go-to. Like, I used to be that person. Like, if I used to dream about bread and tea, especially with the sugar, like the cube sugar that has been processed, realizing that those things were not actually good for me, because most of the time at the end of the month my period comes with pain. All those things were actually signs showing me that I was not healthy, or I wasn't living healthy. And I had to detach from, because now, for how many months now, when I get my period, I don't even feel shit. When I go through that phase of that I used to go through back 5 years, I'll be having smooth swing, I'll be in pain, I'll be having so many things. I don't longer feel those ways. Okay, so I had to like detach from a lot of food. I also had to detach from things. Now, I used to be somebody that when I work for money, or when I get my money, I have like a specific cream that I buy, oil that I buy, this that I buy, this. So I had to detach from stuff like that. Like, I had to like stop using any products that I have to spend so much money on. In fact, I literally spend just 5,000 on my soap and cream. I don't know if you get, and they are all natural things. So I needed to, detach from, anything that I felt like was helping me physically to glow up, and actually started doing the process of actually glowing up from the inside. So I had to detach from stuff like that. I also had to detach from wearing makeup. I needed to detach from seeing myself as, okay, this is what is making you fine, without this makeup you're not beautiful. I had to detach from stuff like that. Okay, so I stopped putting on, makeup. Now, most girls wear makeup and they still have that confidence on and knowing that they are beautiful with or without the makeup. Now, I wasn't that kind of person. I was somebody that only see myself beautiful with the makeup and all those things, lashes, all those things. I was that kind of person. Now, I've gotten to a point where those things are no longer like a plus to me. So when I wear them, I don't wear them because I'm trying to add to my beauty, or I'm trying to add to anything. I already see myself as somebody that is beautiful in and out. Like, I see myself as somebody that is not just beautiful, like I am everything, like I'm the fucking full package. And this did not happen until I went through the detaching phase. So I had to detach from a whole lot of things just to make sure I find myself, and I find my belief and my worth. I also had to detach from my relationship, with money. I had like this weird relationship with money where I felt like without money I was nothing, without money I have nothing to offer, or I have no voice. I had to detach from that particular relationship because it was toxic. Now money was making me do things that I did not want to do. I was actually literally physically doing, I was everything, Lily, doing everything I had to do for money. So money was practically my god. Even though I did not accept it at that point, I wasn't seeing it that way, but money was something that I was actually laying down some of my principles and my disciplines for. Like, I was laying down my dignity for money. Money could buy some part of me then, not what the fuck, money could buy every part of me then, and I'm not joking. So I had to just detach from my relationship, I had to detach from the relationship I had with money. So I had to do a lot of detaching, okay? And it is very necessary for you to detach on your process of reprogramming yourself, because you need to see yourself in the light of, without this thing, who am I? Without this thing, what's my purpose? What am I here to do? Without these things, like, what else? You need to see yourself from that particular light. Like, there's a whole lot of reprogramming that you need to do if you actually really want to reprogram yourself. But then, yeah, it just starts with the first thing I talked about here. The first way you need to reprogram yourself, just reprogram yourself from seeing yourself as someone that is not loved, okay? Because you are loved. From that point, realizing that you are loved, it's just going to make you start actually really loving yourself, because now you know that you're loved. Most people wait for them to be loved before they start loving themselves. So now that you know that you're loved, even though you don't have to feel that love like physically, you are loved, whether you like it or not, okay? Even if you're watching this video and you're still feeling like you're not loved, you're loved. It's not something you cannot do anything about. So starting to see yourself from somewhere like that you're loved is going to help your reprogramming process, and also seeing that you have value. Like, there is so much value, no matter how your past is, no matter who or what you've done before. This is just something I wanted to share. I've been waiting like a long time to share this particular thing, because something I found on my process of becoming self-aware and just reprogramming myself into the reality that I wanted. And most of the things I talked about are things that I've actually experienced, and me of them, me of now, the comparison, and I realized that, oh, this is the things that I had to let go to become this person. But anyways, these are all the things. I hope you find this video, like, you resonate with it, you find something in everything I've said that you like, or something that is just going to give you this push to just start creating. And yeah, thank you so much for speaking with me from the beginning of this video to the end. I promise you, I'm not going to really edit this video. I'm just going to put it out like fresh, raw. I'm not just going to do, because I want you to get the message. Like, I just want you to, the feelings that comes with the message, okay? Because there's a particular feelings that is coming right now with the message, which is a feeling of, like, I really want you to heal. And that's just it. Like, I want you to be like a better version. Like, I want you to actually be it. So that's the feeling I want you to resonate with. So I don't want it to be like, what is keeping you here is probably my background, or because I'm beautiful or something. Nah, I want you to get the message, okay? So I'm not going to really edit it. I'll just bring it out like this so you get the actual message. But yeah, thank you again. I love you so much. Love and light to you. It sounds cheesy to say love and light, but yes, love and my light, I'm sending it to you. I'll be seeing you in my next video. Bye.